What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Krayonn Rocket Podcast. So, what do we have in store for today? What do we have in store for today? So, we're going to be talking about the replica of an Old West era town up for sale. Up for sale, right? New Mexico begins sewage testing for COVID at correctional center facility. An artist creates mural dedicated to Santa Fe High School basketball star. Albuquerque grandmother duct taped while man ransacked her house. And then we're going to end up on some motivation for the week, right? Some people just won't grow with you, right? As ain't that important? Ain't that something that we need to talk about? Something that we need to realize? Some people just ain't going to grow with you. They just ain't. Like, no matter what we try to convince ourselves, no matter what we're going to think, oh yeah, of course they got to grow with us, right? If I'm growing, they going to grow too. But not necessarily. So I ain't going to get into a big old rant on that because, what's the point? I got to say that for the part of the video, right? So, we're going to jump into the first one. Let me just get my headphones ready. Right, let's just get the headphones ready. Let's see. So we're going to jump into a replica of an Old West town era up for sale.
Watch live and local news on a variety of networks.
Right, so let me go ahead and get through this ad because you know what, we ain't about that. We ain't about that. But let's go ahead and get ready. Let's go and jump into this one.
A small New Mexico town built to replicate the Wild West is up for sale. The so-called town of Gabriela sits southwest of Daddle. It's made up of 18 historic-looking buildings, including a hotel, a dance hall and saloon, and a bank. And even though it looks like you traveled back in time to the 1800s, the town was built just 10 years ago. The owner, Larry Lambs, made the property with a unique vision in mind.
All kinds of activities, family reunions, we're going to have the chuck wagon dinners.
The Old West town is listed at $1.6 million.
$1.6 million. $1.6 million. Okay, you know what? I think that's pretty cool, right? It's pretty legit. Replica old western town, right? A replica. Like that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. That's cool. Right? Just think about like so much like stuff that could just happen, maybe parties, whatever. Even if you own the town, that's pretty dope. I was having a conversation with my dad and he's like maybe Hollywood or even Netflix would want to buy that. Like boom, they already got the set. Boom, they could do whatever they need to get done there. Never know. But I mean, owning that town would actually be pretty cool, I would say. If I had millions of dollars, I would go buy that town for sure. But, man, that's pretty dope. I mean, just to have that vision and making it come alive of these like 18 buildings or so or whatever. And it just looks so cool. And that nostalgia feel is just, it's dope. It's dope. I respect that. I really do. I would definitely visit. I would be like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go take a trip to a town. I'll be back. Y'all already know, right? Yeah, man, that's pretty dope. So we're gonna jump into the next video. Next one is, dang, hold on, click the wrong button. New Mexico begins sewage testing for COVID at correctional facilities. So we're going to jump into that one. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say here, bruh. Let's go ahead and see it.
State is hoping to identify COVID outbreaks in jails, prisons, and CYFD group living facilities more quickly by testing their sewage. If a sewage test comes back positive, the Environment Department will know someone in the facility has the virus and can immediately begin individual testing. The initial phase is planned for southwestern New Mexico, where positivity rates are high and there is limited.
Okay, no, that's pretty cool. To be able to go in there and just test the sewage and everything and just see if there's any positive cases, make sure everything's good. If there is, they can start testing so they can try to catch it before it spreads into anything crazy, right? I like that idea. I like that concept. Really cool. I love that they're being proactive in it and trying to prevent it from really just like skyrocketing into anything else. So I think that's really dope. That's really cool. Big ups to you guys for trying to stay on top of this and doing something that is much needed, right? It's much needed. No matter what you want to say, no matter if you believe in it, whether it's conspiracy, whatever your stance is on the issue, it is important though. It is important that we start getting these tests and that we start being proactive on it so we can catch it, so we can start, really preventing it and everything like that. That's the important part, right? That's the important part about it. So with that being said, I think they're doing the right things and the right measures to prevent any outbreaks or anything like that and make sure people feel safe and just secure and everything that's going on with this whole pandemic going on, right? So I want to say big props to you guys. I'm glad that you guys are doing something. I mean, how accurate it really is, I honestly don't even know. To be honest, I really don't. But it's something. It's better than nothing, right? So like we can't be like, maybe it's not good. Why are we doing this? There is no proof it works. At least it's something. At least we're trying to do something. We're trying to be proactive in this. And I would be like, you know what? Big props to you guys. I'm glad that you guys are doing something, with this and just trying to really just make sure everyone feels safe and secure and just, stop the spread. So with that being said, that's dope. So the next topic we're going to jump into, artist creates mural dedicated to Santa Fe High School basketball star. And don't know if I actually covered this news on the channel before or not. I believe maybe I did on one of my podcasts. I don't remember, to be honest. But dude was a big star, was murdered. Man, we lost our chances of having a big star. So we're going to kind of just see this mural they put up for the dude. I think that's really dope that they did that. So let's go ahead and jump into this, man.
Basketball star and future UNM Lobo J.B. White, who was shot and killed over the summer, is now displayed right where his family can see it every day. News 13's Brady Wakayama spoke with J.B. White's grandmother and the artist about the tribute.
It just displays him perfectly and how we remember him.
Jude Voss is the grandmother of Santa Fe High School basketball phenom J.B. White. White's future was bright, set to play for the Lobos this season, but the rising star was killed at a house party over the summer.
He was my everything, he was my... I was so proud of him, and I just wanted to follow him with his dreams.
JB is beloved by the Santa Fe community and throughout New Mexico, so much so that Sebastian Vela, a local artist and family friend, whose murals of Kobe Bryant in LA have gained national attention, wanted to do the same for the hometown hero.
I knew this wall was huge, but I knew JB's impact was huge for our community, and so we couldn't go any smaller than this.
Vela has been working from dawn until dusk every day for the past week to complete the 560-foot mural just outside Voz's window at her Santa Fe home.
I think whenever I drive up and I do leave the house, I'm gonna always look at it and always have this to look at, and it's just so beautiful.
The mural is set to be complete by the end of the week and will continue to carry on the memory of a young man who is missed by many.
I would just tell him that we just love you, and you don't need to be the NBA player. We just want you back.
Brady Wakayama, KRQE, News 13.
Whew, very heartbreaking. I think it's really just amazing that this dude is a family friend and everything, and he went and put up this mural, made this mural. He did one of Kobe. I think it's very heartfelt and very powerful. Hometown hero gets this mural on display for everybody to see, so we can remember the dude. You know, I don't know him personally or anything like that. First time hearing about him was on the news. That's just pretty much on me because I don't really follow local sports, especially high school or anything like that. But to see the impact that this dude had and made on the community and everything for a family friend that did a mural of Kobe Bryant that everyone knows in LA, to go and make this, amazing. Know what? Big props to the artists that did this. My condolences and my love and prayers go out to the family. But I know, man, shoot, the dude is in heaven and he's smiling down like, know what? I love this. He wanted a legacy, not in a way that he had to die just to have a legacy or anything like that. No, I mean, of course, he wanted to live, prosper, and do amazing things and everything like that. But know what? He has a legacy that we could carry on for the dude and really make an impact, right? You know, prayers up to the family and everything, and I know the dude is smiling from heaven like, you know what? That's a great mural of me, you know. But I know he would probably want everybody in the community, everybody in Santa Fe, Albuquerque, New Mexico, all of it, to carry on that legacy, right? And I think it's a learning curve too. Is like, why do this violence is it's nonsense, right? This nonsense led to amazing star, amazing basketball player, amazing son and grandson, brother, everything like that, amazing friend, to lose his life for what? Disagreement, whatever it was. I see that so much in Albuquerque or in New Mexico, and I just don't understand it. Why is that the first thing that anyone has to do is like, man, I gotta kill the person or whatever it is? It just does not make sense to me why we gotta be there trying to take someone's life. It just don't make any sense to me whatsoever. And it confuses me. I'm just like, come on, like, why? Why are we still doing this? Why do we have to take someone's life? Why does someone have to lose their life, right, over nonsense? Nonsense, right? It just don't make any sense to me. This dude should not have been murdered. He should not be dead. He should be trying to live his dream, be a Lobo and make it to the NBA if he was able to make it to the NBA. And it seemed like he probably would have because of how talented and skilled this dude was, right? And now we got to go and make murals just to remember the dude and honor him, right? When he should have been honored when he was alive, more so than he already was, instead of him losing his life. And the pain and the heartache to the family and friends and everyone like that, like, it's nonsense. All for what? A disagreement? Did you get what you wanted out of this by taking someone's life? I doubt it, because there's nothing in this life that's going to give you that satisfaction of taking someone's life. Not anything whatsoever. It just don't make any sense. This is nonsense. And you know, like, man, before I get into a rant and start going crazy or whatever, let's just honor the dude. And let's remember the dude. Let's live on his legacy. Let's continue to do what we need to do for this dude, because you know what, man? He deserves it. Like I said, love and prayers to the family. Love and prayers to the family. I give you my condolences and everything like that. Y'all can definitely live his legacy on. you guys probably already are, so I ain't even going to ask you of that. But I think as a community and as a state and everything, we just need to do our part and honor him and just remember him and continue his legacy. That's what we need to do in all of this, right? So with that being said, we're going to jump into the next one. Albuquerque grandmother duct taped while man ransacked her home. Just imagine that. Imagine that. Ugh.
Albuquerque great-grandmother tied up and robbed. Her daughter, who found her, says it was something straight out of a movie. She says if it wasn't for the woman's neighbors and quick action by APD, who knows what would have happened. News 13's Rachel Knapp has the story.
Concerned neighbors noticed something off at their elderly neighbor's home near Tramway and Manal yesterday morning, so they called the homeowner's daughter, Kelly.
And she said she thinks somebody broke into my parents' garage because the side door looked like it had been messed with.
When Kelly got there, she saw a stranger, who police identify as Jake Dominguez, gathering some of her mother's stuff in the backyard. He claimed he was hired to clean the yard, but Kelly didn't buy it.
And I said, nobody hired you to clean the yard. I said, you need to get out of here, and you need to get out of here now. I'm going inside and checking on my mother.
Kelly says the house was ransacked. Papers tossed around, drawers were taken out from the dressers, clothes scattered. In the back bedroom, Kelly found her 79-year-old mother on the bed.
What I saw was right out of the movies. She was duct taped, her hands were bound. She had managed to get the piece of duct tape off of her mouth, and she had so much duct tape on her, she looked like a mummy.
Dominguez ran off. Police caught him soon after with rings and other jewelry in his pocket. One of the pieces had the victim's name on it.
APD's response was fantastic. They were on it in 2 minutes.
Dominguez told police he met up with an old friend the night before who forced him to commit the robbery.
According to his story, that the accomplice pointed a gun to his head and told him to tie up my mother and rob the house.
But neighbors say they never saw an alleged second suspect, and Dominguez didn't want to give police his name. Kelly hopes by sharing what happened to her mom, people will come forward with additional information.
What if my neighbors hadn't have called me? How long would my mom have been there tied up?
Rachel Knapp, KRQE, News 13.
Dang. Dang. Imagine that. Like, really? Like, you gotta go in, ransack somebody's house, and duct tape a 79-year-old lady. Like, man, I swear, like, all of this is just, it's crazy. Crazy. Like, I would not want to find my grandma, my mom, or anyone like that, family, friend, whatever, duct taped in their house while their home is being ransacked. Like the lady said, what if no one would have reported it? How long would her mom have been there tied up? Right? Like, that's crazy. It's scary. It's sad. And then this dude saying someone forced him to. Bro, you a big dude. You a big dude. You did it on your own because no way you were like, you know what? It's a little old lady. She ain't gonna be able to do anything to me. And you had to go and do. And you got caught, bro. And you got caught. Like, okay, you got some jewelry, some stuff like that, but you got caught. No, I'm glad you got caught because I ain't about that. You gonna ransack a elderly woman's house. You gonna duct tape her. She look like a mummy. All this for what? Some jewelry. Some jewelry. I understand times are hard, but know what? This is Albuquerque. This happens all the time. Before, post-pandemic, pre-pandemic, it don't matter. This has been happening. And all this craziness and all this, like, oh, nah. Like, there's no excuse to do that. There's no excuse to go and duct tape an old lady and ransack her home and then think everything's all mighty and nah, bro. I'm so glad that you got caught. So glad. I ain't about that. Nah. Like for real. Like, get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here. So, we're going to jump into the next one. We're going to jump into the last topic of the day, of the night. And we're going to get some of that spiritual growth and some of that motivation with Trent Shelton. Some people won't grow with you. Some people just won't grow with you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Hold on, there's just a little ad. We just gotta wait for it, y'all. We just gotta wait for it.
Just out here disconnecting. You know, I debated about if I wanted to do it live right now or wait to the end, but this is I love this part of the trail, so I was like, let me go ahead and show them this part of the trail as I take my little break. 5 miles this morning, and whether you do 1 mile or lap around the block, please get your body moving. As I always tell you, movement influences mood, right? How you start your day will influence your day. Create the energy in the morning that you need to be successful throughout your day, whatever that is. Some of you have kids, right? You need that energy. Some of you are coaches and teachers, and you have your job, and you have your personal life, you have your goals. So that takes a lot of energy, and this is why I'm out here. You know, of course, the health benefits, but not just physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. I love to disconnect. All right, listen, this is what we got. All right, and I'm gonna be very quick because I gotta finish my run. I got a busy day today. So I titled this, Some People Won't Go With You. I believe that's what I titled it, for a reason. As you see me right now, nobody's out here in the trails with me, right? Nobody's out here. Look, I'm not running with anybody. Nobody's out here. But I realize that growth is a very lonely path at times. Healing is a very lonely path at times. Everybody won't be willing to grow with you. Everybody won't be willing to go with you. And I've said this before, and I want you to write this quote down and remember this quote, okay? In order to move up, there's some things you must be willing to give up. In order to get ahead, there's some things you must be willing to leave behind. A lot of people never finish their journey because they're waiting on people to join them in their journey. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. A lot of people never finish their journey because they're waiting. A lot of us never heal because we're waiting on closure. A lot of us never grow because we're waiting on support.
Ooh, bro, now that's powerful. A lot of us are waiting for closure, for support, whatever it is, and we are denying ourselves that growth. Bro, speak it.
A lot of us never achieve what we're meant to achieve because we're waiting for people around us to go with us. Listen, in the perfect world, everybody close to you will grow with you. That's the perfect world, but too bad unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. Everybody's not gonna be willing to do the things that you wanna do. Some of you might have fitness goals, right? You're saying, okay, I wanna run. Listen, I invite people all the time to come run with me. Nobody's here with me. It's just facts. But I can't let people who are not here prevent me from becoming my best. And what a lot of us do, we allow that to happen. We allow the lack of support, we allow the lack of people showing up to keep us from our best. And sometimes, you know, most times it's the people close to you. Most times it's your friends that you want to, hey man, let's do this, let's grow. Listen, when I made my change with rehab time, a lot of my friends didn't get it. A lot of my friends weren't ready to change, and I understood that. But I couldn't allow their lack of readiness, right, to prevent me from growing and going to where I needed to go in my life. So there's a reason why I say, just because the path is lonely, doesn't mean the path is wrong. This path is very lonely. But you know what? At the end of this path, in the middle of this path, during this path, is growth, is resilience that's being built, is strength that's being built, right? All these things that are being built in this lonely path. This path that we see right now, this path could be growth, this path could be healing, this path could be moving on with your life, this path could be success, right? A lot of these things that take discipline, take sacrifice, take what I like to call a championship mindset, take commitment, this path is commitment. A lot of people ain't willing to be committed. This path is discipline. A lot of people ain't willing to be disciplined. This path is consistency. A lot of people ain't willing to be consistent. This path is faith. A lot of people say they have faith, but by their action, a lot of people don't have faith. This path is having heart. When it gets hard, you're still pushing forward, right? A lot of people won't take the road less traveled because a lot of people want comfort in their life. A lot of people don't want to go through uncomfortable situations, but the matter of fact, the point of this whole thing is growth is uncomfortable, change is uncomfortable, healing is uncomfortable. But these paths will lead you to a more comfortable life, will lead you to a place of growth, will lead you to a place of bettering your life. So don't let those that aren't going with you prevent you from going. That's my whole message. Everybody ain't willing to get in the car and go to certain destinations. Everybody want to take that drive. But you can't let those that won't take that drive keep you from doing that drive, all right? So this path is sometimes lonely, man. But you got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. And sometimes the best company that you have is yourself and God. You know, maybe if people were with me out here, I wouldn't be able to disconnect the way I disconnect. I wouldn't be able to thank God the way I thank God. I wouldn't be able to just really evaluate my life the way I need to evaluate my life. I got one person running. Look, he running by himself too, look. You can't even see him. See him? Ain't nobody with him, right?
Now that's some motivation that we need, right? That's some motivation that we need. Sometimes you're gonna be in this journey alone. Sometimes sometimes some people will rock with you. Sometimes they'll join you, right? But it's okay. Like he said, sometimes you just need to be alone for that growth, right? Sometimes when I am at work, I distance myself for a bit. Why? So I could talk to God. Why? So know what I could think. Why? So I could meditate. Why? So I could just have alone time. Why? So I could listen to God. Why? So know what? Whatever it is, it's so I could grow. Sometimes you ain't gonna have the other people with you all the time for that growth, and that's totally okay. That's okay, right? It's okay to be alone on your journey sometimes so you can have that growth. Like, shoot, my fiance, we're a powerful team. We are. We work off of each other. We build off of each other. But there's going to be times where I'm just not with her because I'm at work, or vice versa. She ain't with me because she's at work. Sometimes in those moments, we have that time alone where we talk to God, where we're just understanding different things, where we're just like growing, right? And then we share that growth with one another. And then we start to build one another. We start to grow each other, right? We start to share that growth. And I love that, right? And like he was saying, sometimes you're gonna have these certain goals, and you're just gonna be the only one. You're gonna be the only one that really believes in it, and these other people that are just gonna be like, I ain't really about it. Thank you though, but I ain't really about that, and it's okay. Not everybody's gonna be there with you, supporting you. You don't need it. If nobody wants to join you on your goal, just do it until someone's ready and they start to join you. Then that's totally fine. See, I needed to hear that because I dealt with that so much throughout my life. I was like, I can't really pursue this. I can't really dive really into this. Why? Because I'm waiting for that support. I'm waiting for that confirmation. I'm waiting for A, B, or C. Right? I'm waiting for it. And I knew that I loved the alone time where I could just talk to God and just speak to Him and just feel His presence and all this. But I always was like, I can't do this because I had nobody supporting me. Nobody really with me. Whatever, right? Whatever it is, I always had an excuse no matter what. So, of course, like, that alone time is a time for growth. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And to all my peeps, to my peers and everybody that's out there with your motivational stuff, keep doing your thing. If nobody's there to support you, just keep doing it. Man, some people are just supporting you anonymously. And, sometimes some of us just get busy and we just ain't showing the support to you physically where you could literally see it. And I've done this before, and I apologize to the people that I love and I support, but I just haven't shown it lately. I support y'all, right? And same goes with any of y'all. Like, if y'all rock with me, cool. If y'all support me, cool. If you don't, it's whatever. It ain't gonna really affect me. I do this for my own personal self, right? I don't do this for fame. I don't do this for A, B, or C. I don't do none of that. I just do it for myself, for my peace of mind, just for a hobby, just to express myself, just to be able to showcase the gift that God has given me, right? So that's what I'm doing it for. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all for listening to the podcast, and I want to thank y'all for doing your thing. And know what? know what? I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And Noah, with the season of giving, I just want to give y'all, some entertainment, some motivation, some positive energy. And I appreciate y'all. You know what? Let's go ahead and grow the fam up. Let's go ahead and grow the community, because that's my purpose with this. And go ahead and subscribe so we could grow that community. Grow the community. So, with that being said, until next time, salute.